Hello guys, it's Paula. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a Let's Create for a book that I'll be doing in the near future. I'm straightening my camera, I'm sorry. It's kind of leaning to one side and I just didn't want it to be all crooked. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, you guys know I love to come up with things that you can use with large envelopes and cards and you know, the list goes on. Well, I came up with just a different way to decorate. If you want to sew it in with your signatures, you can do that. So what you're going to need is just a large white envelope, and you want to seal it and fold it in half. Okay, and then after you do that, you're going to get your cutter and you're going to slice off the smallest possible amount off the end so that it will open and be a pocket. And then you punch it to show that it's a pocket. And you do that on both sides. And then you ink it. I went ahead and inked this, and it's, yes, you are seeing pink. I'm going to be doing the next Christmas book, when I'm finished with the deer book, is going to be a Christmas book that's done in pinks, and it's beautiful. But just so you know, that's what you're seeing, and it's, your vision is not playing tricks with you. Okay, that's the first thing you'll do, but let me show you what you'll be making. Okay, so this folds in half. You can stick it in with your other papers to sew into the signature if you want, and then, you know, it will flip through just like the other pages. That's why I did both sides different, because I thought when I made it, that was my intentions. And then when I stitched in the signatures, I forgot to slip it in there. So it can be done either way. You can lay it over a page in your book and clip it with one of the Tim Holtz clips like that, which is what I'm going to do for my deer book. This is the one that goes in the deer book. So what it is it's double pockets. Now on this one, it's a white envelope, a white sack, a craft sack, and then your white envelope. And everything's inked with Vintage Photo. You've got small tag, okay, then you've got a larger tag. And then on the side, you have a journaling card. And I actually have that on the other side. It's like this. So, you know, you can flip it over. You could put a Christmas message card on there, or you can stamp on the other side, or whatever, or put nothing on it. The very reverse side has the same thing. Here's a tag, white sack, craft sack, your white envelope, your journaling card. Now, that's on the left side, looking at the sealed side of your envelope. Then I just measured the inside of the envelope, and I cut out a pocket to fit in there, and I did cut out a half moon or half circle there, and I just put some rickrack across here. You could put another pocket, which is what I'm going to do in the one we make tonight. And then I put two tags, two different colors, and the other side is identical. And in these I put gold ribbon because there's some gold in the book. This is a white rickrack. It looks silver because it's got silver glitter on it. It didn't matter to me. I don't have a problem at Christmas mixing silver and gold. Now, I wouldn't do it for just anything, but at Christmas I don't mind. So this is what we're going to work on. And if you wanted to, you could do both sides the same, but it does give the recipient a lot of space to journal, and that is what our goal is. Okay, so I'm going to start. I inked everything. Here is our envelope. I've already trimmed it and punched out the circles. The next thing I'm going to do is start putting our pockets together. And on this one I'm using, I know this is going to seem like it's going to blind you, but I'm using, let me put this on my black mat, my stamping mat. Maybe you can see it better. I'm going to use all white on the little sacks because of the book I'm going to make, and because the craft will not look good with this particular project. And so you're gonna put your sack here. If you don't have sacks the right size, just make your own. I made this one. I looked at this little sack, and it had its seam in the back, and I just kind of, I mean, the tutorial is not on making the bags, but you can buy, like the craft bags I bought at Tuesday Morning. I actually got those at Tuesday Morning. And so yeah, you can buy them to get them the size you want. There's multiple sizes. You could use glassine bags. You just want to center this between the top of your half circle and the center of the envelope. And you're just going to glue it down. Simply glue it down just where the envelope is. You could actually glue it behind the whole thing because you're going to put another one on the other side, but I just don't want to get it on my mat, so I'm just going to do it like this for now. Okay, now I'm just going to glue this down in the center. Make sure it's not on the other side. It is a little bit, so I'll put that under there for now so it doesn't get on my mat. Just center it up, press it down, and then you're going to turn around and get the small bag. And I know this isn't like, I say this all the time, this isn't brain surgery. But I liked, you know how I am, I like to layer. I like to mess with envelopes and cards. And it's just fun to me. So you bring it all the way down to the bottom of this bag, and then you center the small one on top of the large bag, or larger bag. There's no particular bag size that you have to have. You could do this without the envelope and just do it with bags if you wanted to. Okay, so now I'm going to flip it over, and we're going to do the same thing on this side, and we'll line them up. The bigger of the two bags will line up together. And that's when you want to put the glue at the top so that they can line up together. I'm trying not to get to the edges of my sacks because I don't want to have to waste time wiping glue off. Not that it won't happen. I think sometimes it just rolls out on purpose. So line it up with your bag at the top, and then it should line up on the bottom just like you want it. If you guys have trouble seeing this white, let me know, and I'll do a video after Christmas or when I start doing regular books that's more colorful. But I don't think you will because I inked it. Okay. Now, We're going to take the other small bag and we're going to glue it down. Okay, I hope you guys are having a good day or a good Saturday. It's Saturday when I'm filming this, and I've been out just running some errands today, and so it's evening time now. I'm hoping to get this video up tonight. We'll see. Okay, so you have both bags on. And on this one, I'm going to do something different. Now, this image is not going to make sense to you, and I'm mostly doing it just for the color and the snow, okay? You're just going to glue this down so that it will give color to the front sack. Now, this color is going to be part of the color scheme on my next journal. I tell you what, this glue is stringy tonight. Okay, and you're just going to center it on the lower portion, kind of like you were matting the front of the bag or something. And we'll have to flip it over and do the other side. I forgot to do it on that side. Oh, something black on my bag. I bet it came off this mat. I bet it did. What do you bet? Well, I'll just take something white and clean it up. You know, you can cover over. I'll use some gesso or I'll use a gel pen or something to cover it up. I was trying to make it easier for you guys to see and didn't think about the black ink on this mat. Let me, I'm going to have to take it off, guys, because I don't want to ruin what we're working on. Sorry. It's already put 2 spots on here, so. All right. We are going to do some stamping, but when we do that, I'll lay something under it, like a Kleenex or something. Anyway, I'm going to get this white Uniball. It will either ruin it or help it. But see, we got quite a bit here, black ink on here. So I'm going to do it now so it can kind of be drying, and I'm not going to try to color it in solid. I'm just going to try to mute it a little bit, and I don't think it's going to really help. So it's all right. It's kind of blending with the other color in the paper. So we're good. All right. Moving over to the right side, we're going to make our pockets. And we're going to simply, I just came in 1/4 of an inch on each side and came down a little bit more than 1/4 of an inch on the top and brought this pocket down lower so that we'd have more space at the top, just like you would a pocket in your journals. I've got to get a wipey here for this glue that's going nuts. It's at that place, you know. It feels like it gets at that place real fast. Okay, so we're going to glue down both sides and across the bottom of this card, or this pocket. Whoa, just almost flubbed it up. I'm telling you, I have the clumsiest person anymore. I have a friend that told me the same thing the other day. You know, she's a couple years older than me, but she said, I drop everything. I fall over everything. Okay, so you're going to put your pocket down, and you just decide where you think it looks good. I'm going to kind of pull mine as far over to the punch as possible because I want to, if I want to stitch this into the binding, I want the pocket over as far as possible. And of course there's some glue seeping out. Let me get that real quick. So you guys, I know I told you last time I talked to you. I'm just venting right now about my grandson. And so he made it to Ohio yesterday. After my last video that aired for you guys, where I told you he was going to have to go there, he only got to go to school for 2 days. And the doctor in Cincinnati called and said they needed to bring him straight there. And they wanted him to take him off of every medication he's been on. And he's been on a lot of medications. So, anyway, they said if he had a fever when he got there that they would have to admit him. And he did. He was running a low-grade fever, and I guess it was low enough that they felt like he needed to be, or high enough that they felt like he needed to be admitted. So he's in the hospital. He'll be there at least a week, if not longer, depending on what all the tests show them. The doctors there don't really think that it's rheumatoid arthritis. They think it has to do with his immune system. So, we'll see. Just keep him in your thoughts if you could, in your prayers. If you pray, I would really appreciate it. So she drove. My son went with her because her husband had an important meeting, I guess, or something like that. And plus they have a daughter, so she's in school. And so he couldn't drive through the night with my daughter, so my son did that and flew back today. But so she'd have a car down there, and her husband's gonna fly down there after his meeting and after they find out more about our boy. Anyway, I've got off the subject, but I know that there's some of you that's been texting me and interested in what's going on with him, and I just wanted to give you a little update. What Charlie has is an autoimmune deficiency. It's not cancer or anything like that, and I don't know if I've told you guys this or not, but he has a very rare autoimmune deficiency that only one out of 1 million little boys have this. So he's 1 in a million, and that's how rare it is. And we're just happy that we have him, and grateful. But this old Grammy has a hard time whenever he has to be put in the hospital or airlifted or whatever, he's had to go through. And he's getting old enough now that he'll be 6 at his next birthday. And he's a tiny little guy. So he just started kindergarten, and he's a pistol. We love him, and he's funny. He says the funniest things. He's got a good attitude. He's really just now, I guess over the last year and a half, realizes, that he's not been well. He's starting to understand, why he was in the hospital for over a year. And anyway, back to the project. Thank you for all your prayers and thoughts and prayers, guys. I appreciate it. Okay, so now I added a second pocket, and I want to I did not plan to do the second pocket until right before I got on camera. Just so you know. So I didn't pre-cut any tags or anything for in here, but you could put like some little mini tags or little circle tags or anything you wanted in these little pockets. And but you know, just color scheme it so it looks like it all goes together. Or if you want to do one and just do all different colors, go for that. That would be fun too. Okay, so what we're going to do at this point is we're going to do our tags. So I'm going to hold this up so you can see. This is how the pockets turned out. This is how the bags turned out. You flip it over, you have the same thing in reverse. Well, it's not in, it is in reverse. Hello, it is. Anyway, my head hasn't been together today, guys. Anyway, I'm going to set this over here to the side while we punch our tags. Now I'm going to bring out my handy dandy punch bunch. And I got this on Amazon, if anybody wants to know. And there is absolutely not anywhere does it say what the name of this is. The last time I used it in a video, several people wanted to know, but I'm telling you, all it says on here is punch bunch, and it has a little fish sign. So that's what you need to look for, is the little fish sign. So I'm going to make two big tags. I've already made the two big tags, and the two big tags are the ones that are going to go up in this top little sack. And we'll add some ribbon. You flip it over to this side, and it goes in this top little sack. If I can get it working. Okay. All right, now I'm going to scoot that up there. Now we're going to work on the ones that go in the small sack. And I just punched a hole in one of them to show you that we're going to do a hole, which is the opposite of what we did on the other one. We did a little oval. So I've got the punch right here, and you can see the little punch circle. And I'm going to see if I can do this. Let me turn it this way. Yeah. Center your tag up inside. And it's as simple as that. Okay, now you decide, these are your two hole punches, like you have a hole and an oval punch at the top. And then you flip over here to decide which edging you want. And so I did this edging on the large tag. So let's do this edging here on the small tag. You got this little curve here. You flip it over and put it in the same spot that you took it out of. And here you go. So that's that one. So I'm going to put this one in the same one because I want them to both be the same. Flip it over. Now I'm going to take my ink, which by the way is Worn Lipstick by Distress, which is Distress Oxide. And I'm just going to do those little edges that we just punched so that it's all pink. This is just cardstock that I cut to size. I just wanted, you know, it to be white and to match with everything else. Okay, so we're going to put these in the small pocket. If I can get it to open up. Everything's so flat. But you know, the thing I like about this is it is very dimensional. When you see it in person, I don't know if the camera's picking it up or not, but it's like stair steps here. It's just everything's new and crisp. So, and we'll put ribbon on that too, as well. As I go along here, I'm seeing glue that's kind of seeped out a little bit. I'm just trying to get that off. Okay, so now we're going to work on tags for the pocket over here. And so move this out of the way and bring our punch back in. We're going to do on the first set, we're going to do the oval, which is right here. And I've already done one. And making sure I have the right tag. So we're going to center this. So we have that. Now we can pick whichever one we want at this point, because we're gonna do them different. So we'll flip this over. There's that one. Okay, and let's see. I'm gonna do this one in the same spot. Oh, I hope I didn't mess it up. It moved on me. Nope, it's good. Okay, I'm going to set the punch aside and ink up these corners. And so we have 4 tags that are the same but have been punched different for our pockets. Okay, these 2 have the hole punch and a different side, and these compared to these 2 we just did. So I didn't want to spend the whole time doing punches. I didn't think that'd be too much fun for you guys. Okay, so we're going to take one oval and put it to the right side of the pocket. These pockets are still wet, so I'm not going to like cram it down in there. And then the other one to the left side of the pocket. Going to flip it over. Do the same thing. Really doesn't matter what order you put them in. That's completely up to you. Forgot to ink this one. Stands out when you have that pink. Okay, now I'm not going to do it now because I don't have any paper on my table with me, but I'll probably just make some a couple little mini pockets there. So here we go. I thought about putting washi across here just to decorate this lower pocket. So I think we're going to do that. I'm going to get out my strong glue stick. This one's by Xyron. It's a permanent glue stick, so it should be stronger than the average. Okay, I'm going to put that right there so you can see it. I'm going to get out some of my pink washies that I pulled out. I pulled out pink and I pulled out gold. This one has stars on it. This one is a striped gold, and I think I'm going to use the gold because I've also got this one, which is really cute. Let's use this one. Why not? Okay, you take your lid off. This lid's hard for me to get off, but this is what I do to my washi because I don't want washi messing up somebody's journal. So I pull off as much as I think I'm going to need for the pocket, and I just rub it over there from both directions, and sometimes I get my fingers in there and pull it through. I just like to make sure that it's not going to come loose on somebody. Okay, and I'm going to line this up. I'm going to pull it this way just a little bit so I can see. I'm going to line it up, and the glue will dry. So when you first put this down, it's going to feel a little different to you. Okay. There we go. And we'll do that on the other side right here. Do the exact same thing, kind of measure in your, doesn't have to be perfect as long as it's long enough. I just kind of go both directions, and let me tell you, this glue stick does fall over. And sometimes I'm fast enough to get it, and sometimes I'm not. So I discovered the other day, I always work in my PJs, just so you know. And if I'm around the house, usually if it's just me, I'll be in my PJs. If I have someone here, I won't be. But anyway, forgot what I was going to tell you now. Oh, I know what it was. I wear my PJs around, so I've been discovering that I have glue on my PJs. My husband and I were laughing about it because, you know, here I am with my PJs on, and I'm discovering that my PJs are got little places on them where the glue has dried. Okay, I didn't get that quite straight enough, and I want it to be straight, so. All right. Let's kind of bend it down a little bit, and maybe it'll look straighter. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put the lid back on the washi. And right now, I don't know that I want to put washi on anything else. So I'm not going to worry with that at this point. Okay. Now, we're going to make journaling cards to go in the side. So I'm going to set this over out of the way and pull in the journaling cards. These are going to be, I did index cards because I wanted you to be able to write straight. I like to write straight. Now on this side, you're just out of luck. But I thought to doll these up a little bit, we would stamp a Santa on there. And hopefully, this is a stamping pad by Sizzix. And I will tell you, it does make a huge difference. And I just got ink all down inside his beard. So we're just going to do that all over again. This is must be a pretty juicy ink pad because I haven't used it before, I don't think. My sister got me like 12 or 14 of them for Christmas last year when they first came out with the new oxides. And so some of them, the majority I've used, but I guess I haven't used this one. So let's see what happens. Keep your fingers crossed. Let's put him on the inside. If you wait too long, you can huff on him. It's hard to tell when you stamp with the oxides. They're not really designed for stamping images. Yeah, and see, it didn't work. So we're going to attempt to do it again. And if we don't get it done, we'll keep on till we do. I practiced this before, and they came out really good. So this is how it goes. I'll show you. The very first one didn't, but it had never been used. But see, look at that. How good that. Same ink, same everything. I just, you know, I think I'm going to have to pull this to me and get right over it. And then I'll show you how it looks. If you see my hair, it's okay. It's all curly today. I pulled it in a ponytail, so it's kind of, in a ponytail, it doesn't look curly. It looks just weird. But I can't work. There we go. That's better. You can tell that I stamped a second time, but not bad. Not bad enough to redo it. Do you know what I'm saying? So, all right, here's the second one. We're going to try this again, even if we have to do it twice. We're going to put ink on our Santa. And let's try this one more time. If you don't have a stamping pad, if you can use a, oh, that one stamped perfect. If you can use like a mouse pad or something similar to that, you'll find that will work just as well. So because these oxides are so messy and they're really easy to wipe off, I don't want my stamp to be yucky. So I'm going to toss that. And okay, so now the next thing we're going to do is our ribbon while the Santa's while the Santa's dry. Because, like I said, oxide ink is not designed to be used on. Okay. Now, I should have got out some gold staples, but I didn't. So, on these oval ones, I'm using a, let me see what size this is. Hopefully, this will tell me how wide this, it doesn't tell me how wide the ribbon is, but it's like a 1/4 of an inch, maybe just slightly bigger. Okay, so I don't want a lot sticking up at the top, but I want enough that, you know, it can flag over like this. And then I just make a little flag out of it. And I'm going to staple. Now, it's hard to get your staple straight down, but just do the best you can. There you go. So I'm going to stick this back in here. I'm going to do all of them with an oval first. That way they can all be, we don't have to have them both strung out all over the place here. So what you do is just pull it up, hold it with your finger, trim your ribbon at a slant. Use your tiny attachers, what this is called by Tim Holtz, is what my stapler is. You just go to the Tim Holtz section at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. If they don't have them, you can get them like on Amazon or any place they sell Tim Holtz. Okay, now, this is the tricky part. There we go. Went right in without any problem. Okay, that's both the ovals on that side, so let's flip it over and we'll do the ovals on this side. I don't know if the kit that I'm working on has gold in it or not, but it doesn't matter. Like I said, at Christmas, I don't care. I have silver just like this. I just had the gold out, so I just decided to use it. And I really think the gold looks good with it. So, you know, at Christmas time, it's one of the best things to do. You could use twine or something like that, but I wanted it to have a little bit of a flare. If I can get it to, this is the part that's tricky for my fingers. There we go. That one's not quite as straight, but straight enough. And I'm just eyeballing as far as how much ribbon to put on there. It's probably 1.5 inches is what's not the length of, the length would probably be like 2.5 to 3 inches is what I've cut off the spool of ribbon. But okay, this is gonna be the last one this size. I like these oval holes because you can staple and you can pull fabric through here and muslin, and you know, it just is, it's easy. Okay, so now we're going to go down to the circles, the small, oh, let me put the pen back on, because you know what will happen. We'll end up on the floor and then end up in my foot, because it's happened to me before. When I drop something like that, I can never find it. My husband will get in here with a flashlight, and he's better at finding small things than I am, but there. Okay, now, this is a little small flat. It's flat also, but it's small. And so I'm just going to cut a little bit off. I'm not measuring. I just cut it at a slant, slide it through, and I'm just going to do a double knot. The reason that I'm doing that is because I don't want it to come apart on anybody. And if I do slip it through and pull the thread or the ribbon through, you know, the pretty way that I know everybody knows how to do it. I don't know what it's called. I usually put a little bit of glue so that it doesn't loosen. But when you double knot, you don't have to worry about that. And see, it comes out just right. Okay, so we'll do all the rest of them the same way. Just pulling off a little bit, cutting at a slant. When we get over to the journaling card, we're going to do it a little different. I'm thinking, when I do journaling cards in envelopes, a lot of times I will just cut off a piece of ribbon or washi or something and just put at the edge, because I try to make the journaling cards big enough that they can be seen when the recipient opens the card up. So there's that. That one's a little long on one side, so I'm going to trim it. Flip it over. Okay. And we'll do these two over here, and then we'll go right on to the journaling cards. Let's trim a little bit more here. Whoops. Let's totally drop that. Pull this through. Right. Get my fingers working. I got this one a little bit shorter, I think. There we go. Listen, the first time I ever tied a bow, once I recovered and got through all my therapy and stuff, it was funny. I don't know if I ever succeeded right away, but everything just feels like you don't have it in your hand, is how it feels. Just for that small, the very tiny stuff. Okay. All right, we'll put it right here. One more. And then we'll do the journaling tags. Stick it through here. Now, if you wanted to, you could decorate your tags. I was thinking that we could stamp on them. You could get some small stamps and stamp on them. There's a number of things you could do. You could put washi across them at the top just to decorate them up a little bit. Maybe the same washi, or maybe two different kinds of washis. Come on, Paula. Come on. I gotta hold on to the tag so it quits moving around on me. So I can get my fingers working right. Okay. Then pull down on it and put a second. I like to double knot it on ribbon because it's slippery. If you do fabric though, you don't have to necessarily tie it twice, just tie it tight. Okay, there is our little ribbons, and I'm going to shorten them a little bit. Okay, this one goes right here. I don't know about you, but I think that this is going to turn out really cute. Let me get my pin. I've got to stick it back in. I have it in my mouth. I know that your mother always told you not to put pins in your mouth. But sometimes I need a third hand. And this is one of those moments. Come on. I'm sorry to bore you guys. I hope you understand. You know, since I've been doing YouTube videos, I'm very patient with the people that I watch, because you know, you don't realize until you start doing them what all's involved in it. And I'll tell you, it's a lot of work, but I love it, and I'm retired, so I figure, you know, why not have fun and get to know people. And I've enjoyed meeting everyone I've met. And so I just appreciate you guys, and I want to welcome all the new subbies. If you haven't heard me say that, it's for you. And when we get to 1,000, I'm going to give away a goodie. Okay, now on this, where'd my glue go? My glue is sitting over here with the top off, and I wonder why it goes crazy. I forgot to put my lid back on. It's easy for me to get distracted. So I'm going to clean it off. Okay, the opposite side of where your Santa is where we're going to put a little bit of glue. And actually, I think we'll put it on the ribbon. I cut just a little sliver right there. And I'm going to put just a little bit of glue straight down the center. Try not to get it on the edges so it doesn't go everywhere, if you know what I mean. And then I'm just going to center it the best I can on the very top at the edge, just like that. Now, if you wanted to, you could have looped it out. I just don't want anything more than necessary hanging out, you know, because it gets snagged. And so we're going to put this in this pocket. You could also put, and I'll tell you right now, this is like a perfect fit. So you're going to have to work to get it in there. If you wanted to shorten it, you could, but I liked that it fit in there perfect. And I've tried both of these index cards, so I know they fit. And so I'm just going to push it in as far as I can, which I measured it. Yeah, I just want the gold to stick out like that. You see that? Okay, we'll do the other one. And I not too worried about it, but I think, yeah, I put both the Santas both on the left side, so one Santa's going to be in there backwards, and the other one, that's okay though, it doesn't matter. Listen, I am so not picky, as long as it's done appropriately, as far as I want it to stay together. I want it to be as straight as I can. But, you know, if it's not anything that's going to show, like this is not going to matter because he's just going to be in this. See, he's going to be upside down. Don't anybody look if it bugs you. But I could flip it over, but the other side has lines, and I don't want to do that. It's not going to matter because the other side is going to show the lines. Okay, here we go, Santa. Say goodnight. He's going into his little hidey-ho. I'm going to take this straight up. I think it'll go in easier since I've got it fitting pretty snug. There we go. All right. So, I'm going to hold it up and let you see. Turned out really cute. I may end up putting something on here, but I don't know what yet. I think I'm going to wait and see where it's at in the book, and so you'll have to wait to see the book. All right, guys, I appreciate you watching. We don't have time to do anything else tonight, but I have finished my deer book, and I'll be doing a flip through, and that will probably go up tomorrow sometime. Excuse me. And then I'm going to work on my design team project, and then this book. Okay, so here's how it will look. Oh, I bent it a little bit. Now, see, that kind of thing bugs me more than anything. But here's how it looks from the front. And, or this can be the front. Depends on what you want. See? Here's the front. And so forth. Now, if you decide, here's your book page. Let's pretend this is your book page. You've got your book page straight up. And if you don't want to sew it in the binding, you put it over the top of your book page, get a clip, and just clip it. And if you don't have these type of clips, just use a paper clip. And then when your book page is laying down, this is how it will look on one side, and this is how it'll look on the other side. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up. And welcome subbies that are new. And if you're not subscribed, please think about doing it. We have lots of fun and we learn things. And even when you learn things, I learn things as well. Like I just learned that you don't put the Santa on the same side when you're putting it in two different directions. All right, guys. See you next time. Good night.